Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. I think at this point we should probably just call ourselves Moira Central with the amount of videos that we've put out on the new hero. But having a new support in the game does change a lot, and there are some pretty positive connotations with her addition that I do want to talk about here, and it starts with Anna. We're going to talk about why it's an indirect buff to Anna that Moira is in the game, and a lot of other stuff as well. But then we're also going to go over some, I guess, winners and losers of the patch with Moira being added into it, of course with the Mercy and Anna stuff in there too. But first and foremost, I think I should explain why this is good news for Anna players. Now, Anna did get an actual direct buff on the PTR about a week ago. Her damage was increased. It was reduced quite some time ago, about 8 to 9 months ago, when she was pretty much a must pick. But since then, her popularity has dwindled, and the addition of new Mercenary Valkyrie has caused a lot of problems for her. So, of course, there is a direct buff there. That's not the indirect buff that I wanted to talk about, just to save any confusion of people being like, wait, she did get buffed, what? I want to talk about why Moira's addition to the game has been really effective for Anna, and it works twofold, because she's both good with a Moira on her team, but she's also good against one on the enemy team. When it comes to synergy between other supports, Moira pretty much works with everyone. I remember seeing a lot of people asking, does she pair well better with Anna, with Zen, with Mercy, with Lucio? What combinations do you really want to look out for? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer with this, really. There are several different reasons why Moira works with several different supports, but because of the idea of this video, I want to highlight Anna more than anybody else. The burst healing that Anna and Moira can put out as a pair is incredible. It's worth adding that the combination between a biotic grenade and Moira's orb can put out a hell of a lot of healing very quickly. I think it's probably the fastest burst healing you can give a team, and it's even more effective than an amp it up. So the way that an orb, when it's biotic grenaded, works is it doesn't heal for more. It still heals for the same 300 amount, but because of the effect of increased healing, it does it faster. So the orb basically gets diminished a lot quicker, and it does that 300 healing a lot faster than it would normally. It's very similar when you nano boost a Moira as well as throughout a damage orb. It still does 200 damage. It doesn't do more with the orb. It just deals that damage more quickly, and you see the orb basically disappear instantly with the amount of burst damage that she can do. So when you pair this in healing with two abilities, these are not ultimates, you can get out some pretty fast healing, and because of that, we've seen triple tank come back at least to an extent. Again, we've pretty much seen this every single meta or every single time a new hero has been added into the game. Triple tank has sort of made an appearance, but it's never really taken off, but I'm honestly a little bit afraid that it might do in this case. Not only that, Anna sort of covers the long range healing because she's a sniper, but when it comes up to close and personal, Moira is probably the best hero for it. Because of the damage she can also put out, it means that she can peel for herself, but also an Anna as well, meaning if a Genji or a Tracer try to fight the backline, Moira can sort of turn around and right click her to death almost. And the orbs are really good at just clearing out areas that a Tracer or Genji might be flanking as well. So there are a few reasons why I think both of these supports work well together, but another main thing is that Anna is very good against a good Moira. Moira reminds me of Zarya. If you kind of leave them to do what they want, they will eventually be able to start to dictate the game. How many times have you just sort of left the enemy Zarya alone, and before you know it, she's right in your face with 100 charge, dealing a lot of damage to your team? And it's fairly similar with Moira, with the difference being that she's still alive and the rest of her team are alive as well, and she's getting her ultimate fairly frequently. One of the main things that makes Moira really strong that may be changed in the future is the amount of self-sustain and regen that she has. And of course, who's the best person to stop a lot of that healing coming in? Anna with her biotic grenade. Moira's right click, her ultimate, and her orbs all replenish a lot of health for her, meaning that you don't really see Moira die a lot unless she's focused down. So Anna's anti-heal really does shut this down a lot of the time, and because Moira is only 200 health, you can take it down fairly quickly. Hopefully you guys start to see why the addition of Moira on its own is really strong for Anna, but not to mention that you have seen the nerfs to Mercy with her resurrect, which really make her a lot worse to play in a lot of situations. I think she's still going to be viable, but certainly not having the instant res is a pretty big deal for her. Do I think it's too far? Well, we'll have to see on that. We'll talk about that some other time. But I do think that the wind is in Anna's sail currently, but it's not just her that's having a good time or a bad time as well. Some other heroes are greatly affected by the addition of Moira, and I want to start with Doomfist. Doomfist is very good at taking her out the fight fairly quickly. He can pretty much one-shot her with his rocket punch, and when Moira doesn't have Fade, she's fairly easy to sort of lock down because she doesn't have all that much mobility, and Doomfist could get to her fairly easily and just knock her out, essentially. Genji and Tracer are heroes that have been brought up a lot of the time that Moira is essentially a counter to. I think she's fairly good against Genji, but I would disagree for Tracer. I don't know if it's about time that I've played Winston against a good Tracer, but the extra mobility that a Tracer has with her blinks and recalls make it really difficult to keep up with her, and she outruns you a lot of the time. And you never really want to be caught in that situation playing Moira where you're just being overly aggressive and you get taken down. I think having the right combo of tanks really shuts down Moira as well. The amount of times that I ran into a Reinhardt D.Va, Reinhardt is very good at blocking any damage that you can try and throw at them because it doesn't go through barriers. But when it comes to the orbs that do go through barriers, D.Va can eat them up with her defense matrix. If you can't do damage, you can't heal your team. And because of this, you can be starved out by the enemy if they're setting up a high barrier line and D.Va's there eating all of your orbs. Winston is really good against Moira as well. You do have a little bit of mobility to get out of these fights, but it's the same cooldown as Winston's Leap, meaning that if you try and jump out, he can pretty much follow you fairly quickly. And a good Winston's very good at using his shield and dancing in and out of it to stop some of the damage coming in, and it really does shut down Moira a lot of the time as well. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think really counter Moira, whether you agree with some of the assessments that I've come out with, but also what heroes do you think work really well with her? I think Roadhog is a hero that synergizes with her nicely with the amount of sustain that he has. Mercy as well, just these three heroes don't really die a lot of the time, but any form of death ball composition, Reaper Maid, it can stay close and personal, you can look after with pretty good success. But when you get to the diver heroes like Pharah, Genji, and Tracer, when it comes to healing them, there's always going to be a big amount of distance between you, and it can be very difficult to actually heal them up when they need it. In those sort of situations, I do think Xenia is a better pick, but maybe we'll talk about counters a little bit more some other time. Today, I just wanted to highlight why Anna is having a great time at the moment, and why a lot of the stuff with Moira in the game, and also the Mercy nerfs and that kind of thing, really benefits her, and why we may see her come back in popularity, because I think a lot of players have missed her. But let me know what you think in the comments below, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, take care, we'll see you then.